Come on. Cool. Hello, 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 hello. Keep going. Good afternoon to you. This is Brian McNeil. Thank you for joining us on this show, Money Matters. Today we have a very special guest. Today I'm so excited about our guest because here's what we found. We found that there's a lot of amazing business people that we know, a lot of amazing entrepreneurs that we know, a lot of people that work hard on their jobs. They work very hard to provide for their families and to build legacies. And a lot of times they miss the mark. Matter of fact, most of the time they miss the mark. And why is that? It's because typically of what they don't know. What you don't know can not only hurt you, but it can kill you and starve you. But we're going to keep that from happening. Today we have a person who's been a mentor of mine, who's been a coach of mine and my wife's. He's become a friend of ours. But not only that, he's a champion of the industry. Today, I'm going to bring up to you, we're going to have, in just a moment here, we're going to have Mr. Alvin Curry come on. Alvin Curry is the co-founder of MyEcon. He has been in financial services and marketing industry for 33 years. He has helped thousands of people to reach their personal goals and become personally financially successful. And in the marketing industry, Mr. Curry is known as the millionaire producer. Please help me welcome to this show, Money Matters Wednesday, Mr. Alvin Curry.
Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is out there where we are today. Thank you all, Brian, for having me on the show today and for us kicking off this new show today. Money really does matter. And what a great time to kick this off as we're in the largest consumer season of the year. We're kicking off Money Matters, and so many people right now are struggling and having all kinds of difficulties with their life because they feel they don't have enough money to do what they want to do or to satisfy every need of their children. So we're going to have a great time today. We're going to talk about Money Matters. And everybody in Facebook land, join us today. We're going to be talking about this series for the next few weeks, and you're going to enjoy your learning and all the things you want to know about Money Matters. We're going to cover them. Thank you.
That's right. Because money is the key to end all your woes, your ups, your downs, your highs and your lows. Won't you tell me last time that love bought your clothes? Anyway, that just happened to me. In my business, we are running into that. Clients are not doing smart things with their money because they're saying, I got to pay for Christmas. You're right. This is the time of year where people overspend. So I want to get right into it. I want to make sure that people that take the time to join this show get a lot of meat and not a lot of frosting, just cake. I want to give us some content. So first thing I want to ask you, as by way of giving you room to share with us, is what does it mean for you when you say helping people to achieve personal financial success? What does that mean to you, sir?
Okay, that's a great question, and that's the best place to start in a show called Money Matters. Here's why that's the best place to start. In our lives, we go out and we have been taught that what we were supposed to do was go to school, get a good job, work hard, keep your nose clean. In my case, I was told I shouldn't talk so much and try to take over everybody's job. I shouldn't try to know everything on the job. I should just let the boss be the boss. And Alvin, if you just sit down and shut up, work this good job 30, 40 years, one day you're going to retire and you're going to be okay. That is the prescription. Even my mother had 10 children. We still have 9 of us alive. One is deceased. But she taught us in the 60s, growing up in the state of Mississippi, that was her goal for all of us, to go to college and get a good education and work hard and keep your nose clean. Now, so my definition of personal financial success is simply this. Do you have enough cash flow? Do you have enough income? Income to last you 365 days a year for the rest of your life. Do you have enough income? Do you have enough money? So if I go to school, get this good job, get this good education, get a good job with benefits. Now, they're going to pay me an income. That income could be whatever I get. So I'm going to be talking today around an income of roughly $75,000, just to say a middle-class family. That's going to kind of be my gauge here today. That could be one person making that money, or that could be a husband and wife team working together, bringing in about $75,000. So when they do that, they have to work every day and get this job with benefits, and now they're supposed to build their lives, and they're supposed to set aside enough money to retire on. See, when you reach what we call retirement age, or your financial freedom years, whatever you built when you work for your income, you're going to have to live on that in retirement. So if you have a job that has a 401k plan, whatever you put in that 401k plan is going to be what you're going to have in retirement. Most corporations today do not offer defined benefit programs, which is called pension. The government still has some of that, but most corporate American companies do not have pensions. So as a result, a person has to save for their own retirement. They can do that through stocks, bonds, mutual funds, through IRAs, or whatever they want to do. But when I reach retirement age, now if I want to have income 365 days a year for life, if I had $75,000 during my working years, I am going to need at least $1.5 million in retirement income in my portfolio. At 5% return on that money, that will give me my $75,000 a year. So today, we must ask ourselves in the first person, don't ask Alvin, ask yourself and your spouse, when we retire, where will we get the income 365 days a year for life? Where will we get that from when we retire? Because if you don't make that decision early on, you will perish. The Bible says, where there is no vision, the people who have no vision, they perish. So as a result,
I got to jump in here now. You said a lot, and I want to make sure this morning, by the way, we have some really, really good financial people have joined this call today to listen to what you brought forth. How you guys doing? How you doing, Lynette? How you doing, Vivian? We got some smart people already. How you doing, Billy? We got some really good people on the show already.
That's good.
So the people that are on here that I see so far, I know they know some of these things. But one of the guys that just jumped on here this morning, we were talking about money, and he said he was lost. We just had a few things, and it went over his head. He was lost, and I appreciate his transparency. He wants to learn about money, but it was confusing to him. Now, I want to ask you a two-part question. Do you believe the average adult can grasp these concepts that you're espousing and achieve that goal of having a $75,000 a year, annual income by saving the money? Or is there any way that the average American can access this? And can this be taught to average people?
Okay, absolutely. Let me start from the last question. None of us is born understanding sports, but it's hard to find a man in America that doesn't understand sports and sports statistics. They learn that through hanging out, reading, studying, listening to people.
Right.
And so on any given day, a sports game is on. If you're there in Charlotte, we're here in Atlanta, we're having the Super Bowl here this year, they can pick it up and they can tell you any statistics. I was in a Applebee's a couple of weeks ago. I was listening to some men talk. They went back and they were talking 40 years ago about when so-and-so was quarterbacking. And man, you know the statistic that Joe Namath had or whatever it was. They can all do that. Well, if we can do that, we can learn finances. Here's why. It's no more complicated. But here's the problem. No matter where you went to school at in America, you were not required to take financial courses. So since you were not required to take financial courses, most people took only the required courses to graduate. Let me do this really quickly and I'll come back to you. Okay. No matter where you went to school at, Brian, from first grade or kindergarten or whatever, all the way through high school, you were required to take some form of English. So we learned how to read and write English. You were required to take some form of math. So you learn math all along. You're required to take health, which turned to science. Now we know a little science. We were required to take geography, which turned to history. We now know a little history. But we were not required to take finances, so we didn't learn anything about finances.
Wow.
Now, the moment you graduate high school, you get to make decisions. Do I go to college? Do I go get a job? Now I'm living in this capitalistic world, and every other decision I make at that point is a capitalistic decision I have to make. How do I make enough money to live and enjoy the life I want, and then save enough to retire? And I say, yes, everybody can do that.
You just made me believe it, because you're right. When did we get this knowledge? And I am one of those men who can quote stats from back then. How am I able to do that? Because I love it, and I want to. So I wonder if that want to has a lot to do with it.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's talk about me for an example. Up until 1986, I could tell you every stat from every game from the early 70s. I grew up in the state of Mississippi, as I stated earlier. Didn't have a lot of television, but I knew all about the Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain battles and all that. I knew the stats. I knew all of these things. And one day I looked up, I watched Michael Jordan scoring in college to win a championship. I looked up, he was scoring 63 points against Boston. I quoted all that stuff. And I figured out, wow, he's made his living and his income, and I'm still struggling. So what I did to get myself into shape is I took cable TV out of my house so I would stop watching sports. I retired from watching sports in 1987. And I took all of the time and energy I had put to sports and I put it to finance. And that's how I learned finance.
Amazing. Now, can I give up sports? I can, because I find out, you know what I discovered? When I found out when I had a busy Sunday and I couldn't watch football because I was doing everything, my life still continued.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I still was able to keep going. I didn't lose anything by missing football that day. So I guess I could, other than watching the Giants play. Okay. Now,
let me say this, brother. Let me jump in here. All you got to do is catch ESPN. Now they got this thing good. You can watch ESPN and catch it anytime you want to, because they're reaching all of the games. So you can go on ESPN, and if you choose to, you could buy cable packages that'll let you watch the entire game, or you can record the game and go back and watch it another time. So maybe you don't have to be as extreme as I was. But see, I was hungry. I wanted to get wealthy, and I became single focused in that effort.
All right, now I want to talk to you about two more things really important, because I really would hope to get them done today. I want to talk about this fantastic company you've built, and then I want to talk about because I heard you give a talk one time that you believe you asked the crowd. You said, "What percentage of people you believe can do income shifting?" And I want to, hopefully we get a chance to talk about income shifting. But first, I want to talk about this amazing company you built. The company's called MyEcon. Please tell us about MyEcon.
Okay, let me first back up and tell you why MyEcon exists, and I bring you into why we brought MyEcon. We started out in the insurance and investment field. And in 1986, when I first saw this, I didn't know I could sell. I'd never sold anything. I'd been a labor worker, but I graduated college, and now I had this accounting degree. I didn't want to be an accountant. So I said, well, what am I going to do with this degree? So I got involved in the insurance and investment field. God blessed me. I did very, very well. I made a lot of money. I was able to go full time from my job to the insurance and investment field in 1988. I've never worked another job since that. My partner and I, we made a lot of money, but most other people around us was not able to make that money. Then we went in and we got into such things as traditional networking, because after all you got to do is get the red hot trend and you're going to make money. Well, again, we made a lot of money and other folks didn't. Then thirdly, at least, we got involved in the mortgage industry. Of course, it was a red-hot mortgage industry in the early 2000s. Man, the interest prime rate was down to less than about 1%. Alan Greenspan and George Bush lowered that thing after the World Trade Center. We got in the mortgage industry. Again, we made a lot of money, and most other people didn't. And we came to a point where we said it has to be something wrong somewhere. We can say all of the other people are not good, but we were talking about people that had better education than we did. We were talking about people that was financially desiring financial success, but couldn't get it. So God had given my partner this vision back when he was in college at Georgia Tech to build this company, and we didn't know exactly all the details. So we decided to build this great company called MyEcon. And in this company called MyEcon, that's short for My Economy, we were going to teach each person how to fix their economy. So we are a 14-year-old debt-free company. We started the company out of my basement in 2005, March of 2005. March of 2019 will be 14 years. Today, we're a multi-million-dollar debt-free company marketing all across the United States. We market something we call that's unique in the industry, and I study this industry all the time. I love this industry. I would never do anything other than this. So we market something we call income shifting. Income shifting
Let's talk about it.
Key to success in this industry. See, most people join a marketing company for the wrong reason. They were sold the idea that they were going to make $10,000, $12,000 a month really quickly. They're not going to make $10,000, $12,000 a month ever, because life has issues that stop most people from doing that. Not that they're not capable, but they can't sacrifice everything to go do it. So if you're going to make $10,000 at anything, that's going to have to be what you sell out to and focus on. And most people just cannot do that. But most people can be wealthy. So I believe God wanted everybody to be wealthy. He said we're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. What knowledge? If a person does not have financial knowledge, then that person is destroyed. So what we teach them is 5 things in income shifting. We teach them, number 1, how to correct their W-4. Number 2, how to repair their credit.
Let's go slow. Let's go slow. Okay, number 1 was how to correct their W-4, which is their withholdings at their job, right?
Yeah, they are that on the job. What the IRS says is 80% of Americans have their W-4s filled out incorrectly.
Okay.
So we thought that's a good place to start. Learn how to fill the W-4 out. I meet people working human resources that have never read the W-4. I met people that retired from the IRS had never read the W-4.
I am certain there's people in HR that's never read the W-4, because I know people, at least one person in HR who's never read it.
So they don't know how to tell no one how to fill it out. So 80+% of the people getting refunds, which is simply allowing the government to hold their money a year and a half, in some cases, interest-free. So correct the W-4.
That's number one.
Number 2, 68 million Americans have poor or no credit. Horrible. Okay. So now, because of that, they get high interest rates on everything they do. Now, just think about something. Then we have the tax rate for a middle income family. A family that makes $75,000 a year will pay 30% of that money in taxes. Yeah. So now you think about 30% of the money going to taxes, because you got 7.5% Social Security, Medicare. In most states, you got between 6 and 7% state tax. And then you got a roughly 15% of federal income taxes coming out of your check. That's roughly 30% of your money in taxes. If you give 30% of your money in taxes away, Brian, you have your head cut clean there today. How often do you shave your head?
If I'm trying to be neat, I should do it at least daily or every other day. If I'm being lazy,
start right there, Brian. Start right there.
Okay.
If you would have let it go for 2 years, what would happen?
I would look ridiculous, yeah.
So every time a person get a paycheck, if they have 30% of their money going out for taxes, that's a haircut. Mm-hmm. They get a haircut, so their money can't grow. So now watch this. Now, when they get bills, the mortgage company is going to make their mortgage based on their gross income, not their net. So if I take my $75,000 example, $6,250 per month, take out 25% for taxes, that's $1,550, $4,700 a net. How could I make bills on $6,250 and not $4,750?
Man, this is revolutionary to a lot of people, and you're right. I need to bring myself with you, okay? Because I imagine I'm an average kind of guy. When I first started getting a paycheck, no one really trained me, but they basically told me to assume you're going to lose 33% of all your money. Okay, and I just accepted that because I didn't know no better. Okay.
Well, let me say this. I want our viewers to go look at this. I know we can Google anything. Google Mitt Romney when he ran for president. He made this statement. He said 47% of the people in this country pay no taxes. So he said he wanted the good 53% who paid their taxes to vote for him, and he was going to be president.
Mm-hmm.
He was caught on video saying that. When he and President Obama debated, President Obama never debated that. He never said that that wasn't true, because that is true. Now, we have the documentation. I went out and pulled, at least someone did it for me. I won't say I did. We went out and pulled up the documentation to see who is these 47%. So we have people in this country that's from anywhere from a few $1,000s a year to over $1 million a year that don't pay any federal income taxes. The current president said he does not pay taxes in the debate with Hillary Clinton. And he said that makes him smart.
Yes, he did.
If we can get people to understand, number one, how to minimize, if not eliminate, their tax burden. Every time we eliminate a dollar, we'll talk about this further next in some of the other upcoming meetings. Every time we eliminate a tax dollar, that puts more money back in our paycheck.
That's
so
right.
Imagine, I want our friends to imagine if you had $1,500 coming out of your check for taxes. What if you could lower that by $300, $500, or $1,000? That would leave money in your check. Now we use that for what we call income shifting. Okay?
All right, now hold on. I can see from the questions that people are putting forward, they need some of this knowledge, okay? Because people are putting forward questions. If you have a, can you claim 9 or 10? Is network marketing the best thing? Do you need to have a business to do that? People are putting forward these kinds of questions, which tells to me, because I've been part of your trainings before, they don't understand it yet, okay, is what I'm getting the impression of. So we need to keep teaching some stuff. They're asking questions that I think can trip some people up, if they don't understand that. How many people can I claim? Do I need to be in network marketing? What do I need to do? These are folks that have jobs. They're asking these kinds of questions right now. And we only got 8 minutes left in the show. What can we do?
Okay. Let me kind of give a summary here, because again, we only have 8 minutes left. And you know me, I can talk longer than most folks can sit. So I got to make sure I kind of wrap this in here, in 8 minutes. And then, of course, next week, we'll continue on. Now, are we going to do next Christmas is Tuesday, right?
Okay.
So we are going to do 26, right?
Yeah, next Tuesday, the 25th, is it?
And Christmas, that's Christmas. So,
but we're going to still do a show Wednesday, right?
We're going to do Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Next Wednesday, 26th.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, yeah, we're going to go back to work on the 26th.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so we'll if we don't get an answer today, we'll get more answers, and then they can also contact us. We'll give them some contact information in just a minute. So here's the deal. Okay. What you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is you have to pull this W-4 down or go to irs.gov, and they have a calculator online. You have to go use the calculator, and it will tell you how many. Now, I asked a question just like you did when I first saw the W-4 in 1984. I asked the lady, what do I put on here? She told me I put 2 on there. I was married with 2 children, told me I take 2, my wife take 2. Well, that was incorrect. If I had read the W-4 back then, based on what I read today, I was actually qualified between my wife and myself for 12, which is to say now if we put 12 on there, we wouldn't have been getting those refunds. They wouldn't have taken any taxes out of our check because we didn't make very much money at that time, but we could have used that money on a per payment basis to pay our current bills instead of struggling. People are going out getting payday loans and they have $3,000 or $4,000. They said, when I get my refund, I'm gonna take care of a payday loan. What a sad testament.
It is a testament. Just again, folks, you're watching Money Matters. Money Matters. We're going to do this show Wednesdays at 12 noon right here on the Empowerment Duo page. Mr. Curry's agreed to 3 sessions with us, and if we sweet talk him, Maybe we'll do more than 3, but we know we're going to do at least 3 Wednesdays, maybe 4. I'm not sure, but he's put out a lot of value already today. And I feel like today's talk serves like ground zero, some basic stuff folks didn't know. We got 5 more minutes to go, and I could keep asking questions, but I want to give you room to say something else just based upon these kinds of questions that people are putting forward today. I see people who have questions. We're going to give them the contact information. They're wanting to know, because you just said go to irs.gov and read the form, read it. I just want to make sure that we have some place for them to go and they can get it. What's that right there? Income 365, that's the site? Okay, there's a scroll coming across right now. Income365forlife.com. Is that the site that you recommend they go to?
I recommend they go there and get more information, yes. Income365forlife.com. If you come to that site, ladies and gentlemen, you will be able to get in contact with me, with Brian, and we'll be able to get you further information and walk you through processes. Now, if you were a guest for some other person who's in MyEcon, you can just call that person and they will help you. But if you're a guest, other than that, if you go to Income365 for life.com, Brian and I will be able to get your contact information and we'll start the process of helping you.
Amen. You got a few minutes, sir. Is there anything else that you would like to say? Is something that's on your chest that you want to get off or help these people with?
Well, I think we want to end with this, guys.
Okay.
I am a born again believer. If you're not, I'm not trying to make you be one at this point, but whatever you choose to do, that's what you do. God has given us answers. I want to give you an example of something. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Okay, so if you don't know back here now that one day you're going to be 65, 70 and need $1 million, when you get there, you're going to perish. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. What knowledge? Financial knowledge. If I ain't got financial knowledge, how can I make financial decisions?
Right.
Write the vision. Make it plain. Put that vision on the tablet. We then will teach you how to do that, how to make a plan for this $1 million. And then lastly, we must work. God ain't coming down. We don't need to waiting on Jesus. They say something, we just waiting on Jesus. I don't need waiting on Jesus. You tarry while you're here. Faith without works is dead. So we're going to talk to you about these next 3 to 4 weeks. And we believe that we're going to change thousands of people. This company has changed thousands and thousands and thousands of people's lives over the 14 years that we have been in business. We're debt-free, and we have helped people put over 400 million, almost 500 million, $500 million back in their pockets. So join us on this quest. Income 365 for life.com. Thank you.
Now, I'm a big fan of Mr. Curry's. You guys, think about this here. You're getting direct communication from someone who's actually done it. One of the mistakes we make in life is we take financial advice from our broke friends. Blessed is he who does not sit in the seat of the scornful. Don't take counsel from somebody that's not doing better than you. Don't take that counsel. That will change your life. I am super excited about this association with you, Mr. Curry. Thank you for giving your time and your generous wisdom with us here. I'm on board. I've raised my hand. I've signed up. I've become part of this mission with him. So I'm going to help people. This solves part of our ministry. My wife and I, we're the empowerment duo. And our ministry is economic independence through entrepreneurship. Sister Lynette said this has been a great show. Other people have said they've gotten great value out of the show. I've gotten a few thank yous, Mr. Curry. It goes by fast. I know, but it goes by fast. But put the contact information one more time, please. It's Income 365 for FORLIFE. Please go there or reach out to me or Lisa or reach out to Lisa or I, or go to that website. Happy holidays to all of you guys too. Mr. Curry, thank you. You have blessed us today.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, we're going to close out the show now. This has been Brian McNeil, our special guest And our subject matter expert is Mr. Alvin Curry. We thank you guys for honoring us with your presence. We look forward to seeing you and a friend next Wednesday at 12 p.m. God bless you all. Have a beautiful day.